Welcome to the Business Wisdom Podcast. I'm Clive Inver. I'm a business strategist and I help you discover the clarity needed to better identify, engage more effectively and convert more of your ideal clients. For those of you who tune in regularly, you'll know I'm passionate about building a business you can run on your terms in a way that creates fulfilling lifestyle and leaves a positive, lasting legacy. But leaving a legacy doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design, and it relies entirely on your capability as a leader. Today, let's talk about measuring leadership success, specifically measuring it over the quarter. You might call it a 90-day sprint. Many business owners are great at looking at the bottom line at the end of the financial year and asking, did we make money? But measuring leadership is different. It's more nuanced. How do you know if you are truly growing as a leader? How do you know if you're effectively guiding your team? And why should you be actively reviewing this every 90 days? Let's break down how to track your leadership performance, the metrics that actually matter, and how to use quarterly reviews to create a breakthrough year.
Welcome to the Business Wisdom Podcast, where business strategist Clive Inver shares his inner business wisdom with you. Each episode is packed with his experience to help you grow and develop your own business wisdom. Join Clive as he shares his wisdom with you.
Why focus on the quarter? Why not just set your leadership goals in January and review them in December? I write a lot about strategic planning over on the Inver Group website, and I always emphasize this point. A full year plan is useful, but reviewing quarterly execution is where you can build momentum. Things happen day to day, but a quarter is a good time for a review of activity. Think about it. A year is a long time. The market shifts, your team dynamic changes, and your own energy levels fluctuate. If you wait 12 months to review your leadership effectiveness, you're looking in the rearview mirror. You can't change what happened in March if you're only reviewing it in December. The 90-day block, a single quarter, is the perfect horizon. It's long enough to implement a new strategy or change a habit, but short enough that you can take the appropriate action if things aren't working. As I shared in a recent article on business habits, take some time each quarter to look at your performance, identify areas for improvement, and make adjustments as needed. This applies to your business as a whole, but it applies equally to the person steering the ship, you. When we talk about leadership success, it's important to recognize that leadership skills aren't something you simply set and forget. They grow and change over time. They incorporate your experiences and the feedback from your team. A quarterly check-in keeps you actively accountable. So what exactly are we measuring? What are the indicators of good leadership? In my business wisdom approach, I always tell my clients to focus on what drives real impact. As I've said before, decide how you'll measure success. Choose indicators that matter, the numbers that reflect real progress, not vanity. When evaluating your leadership over the past quarter, you need to look at three key areas: team engagement, strategic alignment, and personal growth. First, let's look at team engagement. You are the master of the ship, and those working with you will take their cues from you. Ask yourself, over the last 90 days, has your team been proactive or reactive? Are they bringing solutions to the table or just dropping problems in your lap? High turnover, low morale, and constant bottlenecks are often leadership issues, not personnel issues. If your team is thriving, taking initiative, and playing to their strengths, that is a direct, measurable sign of your leadership success. Second, strategic alignment. As a leader, your job is to keep the main thing. In strategic planning sessions, I consistently stress this. Your role as the leader is to stay anchored in what matters most. Use your plan to guide decisions, shift priorities, and hold yourself accountable. Over the last quarter, did you stick to your strategic priorities? Or did you get distracted by the latest shiny object? Did you communicate your vision clearly to your team so they knew why they were doing what they were doing? The successful leader keeps the team aligned with the business's true north. And personal growth. Here's where you look inward. What new leadership habits did you try to implement this quarter? In my coaching, we talk about the different leadership styles. Maybe you've resolved to become more of a coaching leader, someone who builds the skills of their team rather than a coercive leader who just demands compliance. How did that go? Did you make time for ongoing training? Real growth doesn't happen overnight. It all comes down to starting small, creating a routine, and making it simple so the habits that will build your business become second nature. We know why the 90-minute sprint matters, and we know that we're measuring. Now, how do you conduct a quarterly leadership review? I'm a massive believer in keeping things accessible. As I wrote recently regarding strategic planning, keep it simple, flexible, and visible. Your strategic plan should live in a format you'll actually use. A one-page summary, a shared document, or a visual dashboard. Strategy only works when it's accessible, reviewed often, and adaptable when circumstances shift. The exact same rule applies to your leadership review. You don't need a massive 50-page report. You just need a quiet hour away from your desk and a notepad. Here are the specific questions I want you to ask yourself at the end of every quarter. Write these down because they'll guide smarter decisions moving forward. First, what went well this quarter? Start with the wins. Did you handle a crisis effectively? Did you delegate a major project successfully that you previously would have micromanaged? Acknowledge your growth. Second, what didn't go as planned and why? No need for a complex report here, just honest insights. Did you lose your temper during a stressful week? Did you fail to communicate a change in strategy? Be brutally honest here. Admitting a mistake or limitation builds immense credibility with your team and vital self-awareness within you. Third, what were the key lessons? If you failed at something this quarter, that is completely okay. In fact, failing fantastically is often the pathway to true success. It's not that you fail, it's how you manage and recover from that failure. So what did the missteps of the last 90 days teach you? Fourth, which of my actions created the most value? As a leader, where was your time best spent? Was it when you were mentoring a junior staff member? Was it when you blocked out time to do high-level strategic thinking? Identify those high-value actions and commit to doing more of them in the upcoming quarter. Once you've reviewed the past quarter, it's time to look forward, because a powerful quarter doesn't happen by luck. It happens by design. Take the insights you just gathered and define your vision for the next 90 days. Ask yourself, where do I want to be as a leader by the end of this next quarter? How do I want to feel? More in control? More energized? More profitable? A clear vision becomes your compass. From that vision, set your strategic priorities early. Define 3 to 5 measurable, actionable priorities. For example, maybe your priority is to launch a high-value offer, or maybe it's simply to spend 15% less time in the weeds of daily operations. Setting these priorities before the quarter begins gives you the time to prepare. Engage your team early. Share your vision and your priorities so they are ready to support you. Let them know what you are focusing on. Vulnerability is a deeply powerful leadership tool. Tell your team, last quarter, I realized I was bottlenecking our approval process. This quarter, my goal as a leader is to empower you to make those decisions. Watch how they step up when you give them that level of trust and transparency. And finally, if you want to succeed in the next 90 days, you must track your time. As I advise in my productivity strategies, how much time are you spending on different tasks? Are you using your time wisely? By tracking your time, you can identify areas where you can improve your efficiency. If your goal is to be a strategic leader, but your calendar shows you spend 80% of your week answering minor emails, your schedule isn't aligning with your leadership goals. Start your day the night before. Take a few minutes each night to plan your next day so you hit the ground running in the morning. Measuring your leadership success over the quarter isn't about giving yourself a report card to feel bad about. It's about maintaining momentum. It's about ensuring that the person running the business is growing just as fast, if not faster, than the business itself. The most effective leaders use a combination of techniques, and they constantly hone and refine their skills over time. Take the time every 90 days to step back, review your performance, identify areas for improvement, and make those crucial adjustments. It takes courage to look in the mirror, but it is the absolute best investment you can make in your enterprise. It's all about plan, act, evaluate. If you're looking for tools to help you build out your strategic plan and track your progress, I invite you to head over to my website at innovagroup.com.au and check out the Business Wisdom Vault. It's a library packed with strategic planning frameworks, templates, and the decision-making tools you need to lead effectively. You can also find more of my insights, articles, and coaching resources at innovagroup.com.au/strategy. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Business Wisdom Podcast. Remember, step into the next quarter with confidence. Plan now, lead now, decide what the next 90 days will look like, and commit to building it. Here's to your continued success.
Thanks for joining Clive. Remember to subscribe for more business wisdom. Want to work with Clive? Book a discovery call with him at innovagroup.com.au.